So I watched the Warner Brothers Discovery quarterly report, and oh boy, was that long and boring. But I got some information out of it. Not much, because a lot of it was this. And yeah, something's happening here. I just don't know what it is. Um, but as I said, I got some stuff, and I'm here to tell you what little stuff I was able to understand. So first off, HBO Max and Discovery Plus will be merging into one streaming service, which I think is pretty cool. Now we'll get all the movies, shows, news, documentaries, and live sports all on the same platform. The problem with this is that this new platform is going to be a lot more expensive. Like HBO Max is already $15 a month, and that's one of the highest price points for a streaming service. Disney Plus is only $8 and Paramount is only $10. The only one that comes close is Netflix, which is higher at $20, but that's probably where this new streaming service will be at. Now, they know this, and that's why there'll be three different versions for you to choose from at three different price points. The first one being an ad free version, so no ads whatsoever. The second one being an ad light version, so there'll be a couple ads, I'm guessing at like the beginning and end of a show or movie. And then the third one being an ad heavy version, so there'll be a lot of ads sprinkled out throughout your show, like cable television. And that version will be free, so there is a free option. You'll just have to watch a lot of ads beforehand. I kind of feel bad for the Europeans and Asians because it seems like you guys will have to wait like 2 years or so before you get this new streaming service. Unlike me, of course, I live in the United States, so I'll only have to wait like 8 or 9 months, and I'll have it, or even less. He did say he wants to get out as early as possible, but he said midsummer is probably when we'll get it. I guess this would be like 10 months or so, but still, I get it before you guys. So like take the L or something like that. Next up is the CEO of, well, all this, David Zaslav. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his last name. Anyways, if you look up here, Zaslav has a lot of content to work with. Like, look at all this stuff. This is probably more than Disney has. And Zaslav seems to be going in the opposite direction of Disney. While Disney is focusing more on their streaming services, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN, Zaslav said that his new streaming service will only be one branch and not his main priority. And he also stated that he's going to go back to the original Hollywood formula that they used before the pandemic hit, where you have a movie come out in theaters, play for 70 some days, then it'll go to premium video on demand, where you'll be able to buy the movie at full price. Then it'll go to the ancillary market, where you'll find it on like planes and stuff like that, and you'll be able to rent it. And then finally, it will end up on the streaming service. This is very different than Disney's plan, which involved having a movie in theaters for a short in time, then sending it straight to the streaming service, like Doctor Strange and Thor, or skipping the theatrical window entirely and just sending the movie straight to the streaming service, like what they did to Luca and the upcoming Pinocchio film. Zaslav also stated that he is going to focus on quality over quantity, which I think is an amazing idea. I mean, look at Disney right now. They are just pumping out content left and right, and we're pretty much getting new projects every 2 to 3 months now. And I feel like they're just rushing stuff to get it out as fast as possible and not taking the time to perfect their content. Just look at Marvel. They just announced 8 new projects at Comic Con that are all supposed to come out within the next 2 years. And I think that's just way too much stuff. Also, I want to look at this graph for a second because I think this is quite funny. AT&T said that HBO Max was geared more towards female audiences, and well, that clearly just didn't happen. So next, I want to talk about DC. And oh boy, did Zaslav make an impact here. And well, I think the biggest news being that Batgirl got trashed, which was very concerning because never before has a movie in post production been cancelled. That's just unheard of. And I guess my biggest question is, how bad does this movie have to be for this to happen? Think about all the terrible, terrible movies that have come out in the past that should never have seen the light of day, but they do. And that's mostly because these movies aren't cheap. You know, studios throw millions and millions of dollars at these projects, and even if they know they're gonna fail, they want to release them to see if they can get back some of that money. And just like Batgirl, that cost $90 million, I feel like they should have released it somewhere, but they just didn't. We'll never see that movie. And I especially feel bad for the people who made the movie, who spent months of their time working on this project, working on their vision that we'll never see. Um, Terrible news for Leslie Grace. Yeah, that like she was promised this role, and it seems like she was quite happy to be the next Batgirl. But yeah, now she won't be. Warner Brothers did say that they're gonna give her another thing to do, so I don't know if that will make it better or not, but that's what they are going to do. Now, at least for me, the biggest thing to come out of this quarterly report is Zaslav's statement of a new 10-year plan for DC, which means it's probably going to look a lot more like Marvel, which is good because DC has definitely been declining. Well, I don't think they ever were on the rise in the first place, but now it looks like they have a general direction on where they're going. And yeah, I think that's really good. Start to look more like Marvel's success. Now, this does mean that the DC we know now isn't going to be around for much longer. David Zaslav did say that he liked The Flash and Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, and that he will try his best to make sure those movies have as much time as possible to be good. But he's probably going to start completely fresh after these last DC films come out, which means all new actors for Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. You know, sorry for Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot, and well, Henry Cavill wasn't really Superman anymore, but all of them are gonna go away. And the last thing is that I have no idea what's happening with Blue Beetle. Zaslav didn't mention the movie at all, so it could be coming out, it could not be coming out. There's no way to tell. He seems pretty happy cutting movies at their final stages, so whatever. Did I ever say who I was? I don't think I did. Hello everyone, my name is Orlando of the Night's Watch. This is my home. It's very white, and I am here to talk about shows and movies and all the news about that kind of stuff. I promise everything won't be as boring as this was, probably. Goodbye.